Sorry about that, folks. This
Ian did it. Ian did it.
It was my fault. Like, okay, let's discuss Google Hangouts because I'm editing this all together, but there'll still be a jump, so everyone will be like, "What the fuck?" So, like, I had my keyboard on my footrest under my desk here, and I just like kind of lean my footrest forward, fidgeting with it, and my toe hit the space bar. Why does the space bar end the broadcast?
That is weird.
Right?
Shouldn't you have to click on something to do that?
I think so.
Or shouldn't it at least pop up a message like, "Are you sure you want to end this broadcast?" Tap space again to end.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider #1. This book is stupid, but in a fun way. I think it's well aware of how ridiculous it is. And Frank Castle as the Cosmic Ghost Rider is fucking ludicrous and stupid, and I love it. This is the exact level of like, it looks straight out of the 90s, and I'm pretty sure this book time traveled from 1992.
Okay, is it just me, or do you really, really want to know what Vince from Geekvolution thinks of this?
Oh, God, I'd kill to hear Vince's thoughts on the Cosmic Ghost Rider series. Oh, man, I miss Vince.
Vince, come back! We miss you!
I know. So yeah, just a really, really stupid, silly cover, and it totally did exactly what it wanted to and immediately sold the book. I'm not sure how I feel about the design choice to have the head encased in like this glass dome. Like, I get that
somebody just changed the color on Mr. Freeze's head to red.
Yeah, I get that like the intention is, well, he's in space, so he can't have fire. I'm like, yeah, sure, but are we really going to get to the science of fucking Cosmic Ghost Rider? Like, really? We're going to get into that?
In the Marvel universe where there are rocks that control reality?
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. It's stupid, silly fun, and it's too cool to look at. All right. What's
time to get our rage on?
Yeah. What's your worst book of the month, sir?
My worst book of the month, and I'm honestly really sad to say this, is Lucy Dreaming #5. Ian, have I even talked about this book before on the show? Okay.
I don't think so.
So this is an independent mini from Boom, just 5 issues. And it started off as like this really cute little book with a nice premise of like, it's a little girl, and when she dreams, she goes into other realities where stories that she's read are real. So like the first issue is her in this world that's kind of a Star Wars parody. Second issue, she's in kind of a Hunger Games parody. Third issue, she's in kind of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer parody. And it seems like it kind of wants to do this interesting discussion of the nature of stories and how they affect our imagination. But the last 2 issues kind of just devolved into a book that has all the same problems as Secret Empire, where it's, okay, I get what you're trying to do here, and I don't necessarily disagree with some of these ideas, but you are going about preaching them in the most dickish, backhanded way possible, and it makes it feel like I'm reading propaganda. I absolutely could not stand this. I was really hoping this is going to be just like a cute little fun book I could recommend to people with kids, and it just gets way too preachy at the end for that, about not even wanting more female representation in stories, but like saying that any men leading a story is inherently a bad thing. And I'm like, what? So, yeah, I just cannot get behind this book anymore. It went from something really cute to something that had potentially something interesting to say to just, like I often say about Nick Spencer's Captain America, I felt like I was reading somebody who was really angry on Twitter.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, my book for the worst book is actually, it's basically a tie. It came down to a coin flip. And so I ended up...
So are you going to flip the coin live on the show right now?
No, I already flipped the coin. And so the ultimate pick is Exiles, but I also want to talk about Wonder Woman number 50 is one of the worst comics I've ever read because it's like it buries the lead. We see the end of the story when the last issue ended with a cliffhanger, and then we get the drama after the fact. And also James Robinson wasted a fantastic artist because some of this imagery is just beautiful and gorgeous, and I hate this book. But it's as bad as it is. Exiles number 5 is just terrible. I don't know what the hell they were thinking here. And it's just really, really bad. Like, that's just all it comes down to for me. It's awful. So, like, the moment that gets me is just how fucking useless and stupid some of these multiverse hijinks are. All right. So at one point, the team comes across Sabretooth, and Blink, who's a mutant, really likes Sabretooth, and she has kind of a thing with him, like a uncle niece kind of dynamic.
Okay.
But old apocalyptic Kamala Khan hates Sabretooth because in her universe, Sabretooth killed all of her friends and stuff.
Is this the Sabretooth from that universe?
No.
Then she has no reason to hate this Sabretooth!
It's really dumb. Like it's not even like they established that quickly. It's like a whole scene where they keep going through this, and like she's got like it's a whole scene where they go through it, and then the next page Kamala Khan, it doesn't even matter because the next page Kamala Khan dies anyway. It's like what the fuck was the point?
Seems like this book did Kamala dirty.
It's dumb. It's a really dumb book. And it's so dumb. And like, I mean, I like shit like this where we got all the different universal versions of a character with all these other wacky multiverse interpretations of characters, like Lil Magneto and Pirate Misty Knight can come together to fight Time Galactus, who's really Kang the Conqueror. That shit should be entertaining as hell, but it's just bad. It's bad. It's a bad book. Then there's just like really like, okay, normally I wouldn't fold a comic like this, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Who cares? It's a bad comic.
Right. So like, here's this really somber scene in the rain where they're reflecting on the death of Kamala Khan, and everyone's really sad about it. It's like a funeral scene. It's not even a page flip, and it's sunny and on the beach and smiles and happiness.
What the hell?
It's not even a flip of
also, quick commentary on that rain page. Wolvie literally looks like he just got dropped in Photoshop. It doesn't look like the rain's hitting him.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. The art is not even the beginning of the problems with this book. But just like tonally, that is so confused. It's like, okay, all sad and gloomy. Happy, yay, we're in Miami.
That reminds me of an old episode of Doctor Who. I believe it's Time Flight, where it's the episode right after, for the first time ever, a companion died. And it starts off and it's like really somber, and they're like, oh man, we couldn't save Adric. I can't believe it. He's gone. He fucking blew up. Hey, let's go on vacation. I know how we can get to the Concorde. You want to go fly on the Concorde?
Oh, wow. Yeah, so this book was just a mess, and it could have been so much fun, you know, especially when the marketing for it was all like Peggy Carter, Captain America. I'm like, yes, I am there for that. And it was like an issue, and she died.
Like, Peggy Carter, Captain America sounds like a what if ongoing you would do, not just like, hey, we're putting this character in a team book.
Yeah, it was like Peggy Carter, Captain America, and then like Valkyrie from Ragnarok, basically. Not the same version, but like a version based on that. And it was such a fun idea, and it just sucked. Just really sucked, and that disappointed the hell out of me.
Please tell me you're done reading it.
Oh, easily. Okay. I was gonna give it. What I'll normally do is I'll try to give it an arc for a book. Like if you interest me in the premise, but I don't think you're doing it well, I'll usually give you an arc. Like, and legit, I can't lie, this tease for the next issue does really interest me, but you've already proven that you just can't write. And so that's disappointing as hell. That it's not even like it's a mistitled book. It should just be called The Expositioners.
This seems like a book you should just flip through every couple months at the comic shop just to see a few cool panels.
Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty.
Well, let's get back on the good track, shall we?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I kind of gushed about it a lot, so you guys probably knew this, but my best is She Could Fly #1. If you don't read indie stuff and you're at all interested in stuff that deals with mental illness, this is only a 4-issue mini. I highly recommend picking it up. If not, as it's coming out in trade, I think everybody should at least check this out.
All right, cool. My best of the month was Stealth #1. Really solid indie book. Something that I feel needs to be talked about, needs to be gone into. And it's just, we don't see superheroes deal with the fact that like police can be bad people too nearly enough. So really appreciated it for that. The
only other time I really know of that happening is like that one issue of Spawn where a bunch of police raped a woman while she was in an ambulance.
Well, that's fucked
I
up.
vaguely remember that issue from Spawn.
I'm sure
from Spawn
that
year.
In Spawn that was handled with a bunch of tact and sensitivity and intelligence.
Oh,
that really sounds like the level of quality writing in Spawn to me.
It was like watching a schlock horror movie.
Yeah. So this just, I don't know, it's a really cool premise, and I really liked it. And I really loved the dedication again. I thought that was really nice to do. All right. Well, I guess we are on to comic news then, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me figure out if I can. How do I share my screen again?
Like if you go on the little sidebar, there you go.
All right, so I will go over.
I'm gonna put you in charge. You are the only source of video, sir.
All right.
Let's just look at you as you look at your screen, trying to figure all this out. It's funny.
Okay, so we're starting off on a bit of a somber note because Steve Ditko passed away right at the beginning of this month. For those of you who are maybe a little informed, Steve Ditko is, of course, one of the co-creators of Spider-Man. He created Doctor Strange, Hawk and Dove, The Question, all kinds of huge name characters that have been around for years and years. Also, one of the most famous cases of a creator getting screwed over in the comics industry.
Mm-hmm.
Is really sad to hear about him dying. That generation of early comic creators is really starting to hit the dust in the next couple of years, and that's kind of a shitty thing to think about. A friend of mine, Boingo Writer, and I, we actually got a few people together, and like the night this news broke, we did sort of a fan wake for Steve on Discord, and we watched a documentary about him, and we watched the Doctor Strange movie, and we tried to watch Spider-Man Homecoming, but I literally couldn't find it streaming anywhere that I didn't have to pay $20 for.
Oof, so, that's rough.
Yeah, I just wanted to put this in here just to make sure we did a little bit of acknowledgement and sort of paid our respects to Mr. Ditko, because he is one of the most influential people in comics history.
Yeah, it's one of those titans of the industry kind of thing, and so it was sad to hear about his passing, and it was really sad that like he was alive for so long during the success of like the MCU, and he was just so bitter about everything, understandably so, that he didn't get the chance to kind of like cameo and be a part of that, because I really
wish he could have had a cameo in Homecoming.
Yeah, everyone loves the Stan Lee cameos and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I can look past some of Stan's crap if we could just get the other guys that are still around in these, but I don't know.
I mean, Chris Claremont was in an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just Like the Stan Lee cameo in Spider-Man: Homecoming was fine, but think how much better it would have been if the guy in the next window over was Steve Ditko. And he was like, "How about you stop giving the kid a hard time?"
I don't think he would have been on screen with Stan Lee. I think that's where he would have drawn the line, but that's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, now that we're all sad,
let's move on to something amazing, because G. Willow Wilson is taking over the Wonder Woman ongoing at issue 59.
And, like, I am legit excited for that, but at the same time, I don't read Miss Marvel, so I don't really know anything about her writing style, but I'm just excited that we're getting, you know, a pretty, I don't know, like, what would you call, G. Willow Wilson isn't, like, a huge name in the industry, but she's one of the big up-and-coming kind of thing. Like, you can tell she's going to be big one day.
Like, she was she's a person who's been around for quite a while, but because of Miss Marvel, she's kind of been catapulted into being a somewhat of a name writer now. So it's like, it's a big deal because she's not leaving Miss Marvel to do this. She signed a contract so she can do both this and Miss Marvel. And somehow DC and Marvel reached a deal on it, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I might have to take a phone call because I keep getting called and I can't, ignoring it doesn't seem to be working for me. So I apologize if I have to step out for a sec.
Okay.
But yeah, like Miss Marvel's really cool that like she's created this character that got really popular and deals with all these social things. So I know that G. Willow Wilson has the right kind of mindset to go write Wonder Woman, because one of the things I have a lot of problems with writers on Wonder Woman is they're afraid of the politics of the character. And so that it
why would you write a character if you're afraid of tackling the politics that come with that character?
I don't know.
That's right. Paychecks exist. Sorry.
Yeah. So like, just so often we get really dumb stories with Wonder Woman. Okay, I'm taking this fucking call.
Okay. Time for Ian Takes a Phone Call, the best segment of Monthly Comic Book Roundup. But yeah, I mean, this looks pretty neat. This article also has like a neat DC YouTube show where there's an interview with Dan DiDio about it. And if we go over here, oh nope, this is another story. So I will wait for Ian to be back before I talk about this. Until Ian gets back, how about what can I do to keep you guys busy till Ian gets back? Father Abraham, he was a guy, probably also a father. Father Abraham, he was in the Bible, and he did some stuff that I don't remember. I think
I'm back.
Sorry now. Hey.
Sorry about that. Oh.
So while you were gone, I literally just started singing the lyrics to Father Abraham, but then I remembered I don't know half the lyrics to Father Abraham, so I made up my own.
You could have gone on to talk about the next story.
I could have, but like, where's the fun in that?
Fair point.
So did you have anything more to say about the Wonder Woman story?
No, I'm excited to see what Willow Wilson does. I'm not going to say it's going to be like the greatest thing ever. I'm excited for that. I'm really pleased that DC's throwing so much talent at these, big A-list characters, which, I mean, obviously they just should have always been doing that, but regardless, we got Bendis on Superman.
Maybe we should focus on making our movies good.
Yeah. We got like Bendis on Superman, King on Batman, Morrison's coming over to Green Lantern, taking a big and upcoming name like Wilson, putting her on Wonder Woman seems like a good move. Really excited for all that. That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm really interested in it. I'm such a big Marvel fan. I'm gonna at least check out the first issue. So who knows? Maybe we'll be talking about it together on whatever month it comes out.
Yeah, it's with the double shipping, it's not that far away.
Mm-hmm. So a little more G. Willow Wilson news for us. She is doing a creator-owned book called Invisible Kingdom, which is supposedly a sort of sci-fi religious commentary book, which the premise for it sounds really interesting. I'll just highlight it here and read it off real quick. Set in a small solar system in a far-flung galaxy, Invisible Kingdom tells the tale of two women. One, a young religious acolyte, and the other, a hard-bitten freighter pilot, who separately uncover an unholy conspiracy between the leader of the Ricadiation, I don't know how to pronounce that word, the system's dominant religion, and Lux, the all-consuming megacorporation that controls society. On the run from dangerous reprisals on both sides, this unlikely pair of rebels risks plunging the world into total anarchy if they reveal the truth. But when your beliefs betray you, what choice is left? So yeah, this looks like just a more extreme stuff of the kind of a more extreme version of the kind of stuff Wilson usually deals with in Miss Marvel. So I'm kind of interested to check it out. It's just a little mini from oh hey, the people who have a logo that looks way too much like Dark Horse. So
it's interesting that they seem to. I wonder if they do exclusively like small runs.
I do not know. I had not heard of this company before I saw She Could Fly on the stands. I hadn't even heard of She Could Fly before that week. I just saw it on the stands, and I'm like, that's a really evocative title. I guess I'll pick it up. And it turned out to be the best comic of the month.
Nice. Cool.
So yeah, I'm kind of interested in this. I'll see if my store gets in an issue, and if they do, I'll probably give it a look.
All right. Cool.
And on to more mainstream news. Spider-Gwen is getting a name change. She is now going to be known as Ghost Spider, and her series is relaunching for this whole Spider-Geddon thing. Not really a whole lot to talk about with this. I just thought it was interesting that they're giving her a name change because she's known as Spider-Woman in universe, but her title's always been called Spider-Gwen just because that's what people know her as. And now apparently the book is going to be called Spider-Gwen, and then subtitle Ghost Spider, which, you know, that's not confusing and stupid at all.
Yeah, like I don't know much about, like, does she have any unique powers? Anything?
No,
like
she's basically Gwen Stacy in a universe where Gwen Stacy got bit by the spider instead of Peter Parker, and everything's a little darker and grittier. And
yeah, that's what
Matt Murdock is an enforcer for the Kingpin.
Yeah, and so like Ghost Spider just sounds like it should be like a Spider-Man kind of character who also can like phase through objects or something. So
yeah. I think it's just because her costume is extremely white. But even then, like, is it just me, or does Ghost Spider not really roll off the tongue that well? I think if it was Spider Ghost, it'd be a little better.
Yeah, but then it just sounds like the revenge of all those spiders you've killed over the years coming back at you.
Yeah, coming soon from Canon Pictures, Ghost Spider. Or Spider Ghost. We don't know what the title is.
Ghost Shark.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe they'll do something to contextualize
really read
it.
This character that much, just because the first few issues of the ongoing didn't really seem like my kind of thing. But I just thought I'd bring this up just because it's a character a lot of people are into right now, and I've always liked the costume design. So.
Fair enough.
And that's just another story about that. Christopher Priest's Spider Force, which is a Spider-Geddon on tie-in. Words, say them. It's going to introduce two new Spider-Man characters. There's a Spider-Man from space, and there's a Spider-Man. Yeah, and there's a Spider-Man who looks like Nightwing.
You know, I wasn't going to
say
it. Yeah, I don't know. Space Spider-Man sounds cool. Spacer-Man.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like he has, like, space blasters that shoot webs. That could be cool.
I mean, you know, I'm trying to think of how useful Spider-Man's power set would be in space, and I cannot determine if it's, like, a hindrance or a help.
I think it would depend on what area of space you're in. Like, if you're in an asteroid belt, it could be pretty useful.
Maybe.
As long as you have a way to retract the webs.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, Spider-Man's always had the power to, like, cut the webs or something, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting idea. Okay.
And our last bit of Spider-Man related news, Doc Ock is getting a new Superior title. The Superior Octopus is going to be another Spider-Geddon ongoing, and apparently Doc Ock is just a Spider-Man-ish superhero now, or like anti-hero. I'm not sure.
I don't like that design. It's
Yeah,
too much Spider-Man.
It's really ugly. I don't like the costume at all.
I don't
But
mind the
I'm
color
vaguely
palette.
interested in it because I'm in the weird minority that read Superior Spider-Man and thought it was kind of a neat concept.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't like that design.
but the thing is, if
like
it's Doc Ock in his own body doing the Superior Spider-Man thing, I think that kind of ruins the concept. Because the whole concept is Doc Ock is going, Spider-Man is an asshole and he doesn't know how to live his life right. Let me live his life right for him.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Just like it looks like the Iron Spider with a green palette swap.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I'm not going to read it anyway, but I still don't like it.
I don't know. I might look into it, but I don't know. It's one of those things where I brought it up just because like I am vaguely interested in the thing this is based off of, but who knows if this will be good. I don't even know who's writing this. Who the hell is writing this? Elliot Tolliver.
I don't know who that is.
I've never heard of that.
Wait, no, taking the pseudonym Elliot.
Oh, that's not. Wait, is the writer not on this?
More details will be given at Marvel's Comic-Con.
I haven't heard anything more about this.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Newsarama. We kind of cared. Anyways, there's going to be a new Lone Ranger ongoing from Mark Russell. I'm kind of excited about this because Mark Russell is one of those writers who I only read him occasionally, but whenever I do read him, like his stuff really hits me. It's really good. And I'm not super familiar with the Lone Ranger, so this might be a good jumping on point for me, I think, with that character.
Yeah, I want a Zorro book again.
We all want a Zorro book again.
There's a Lone Ranger Zorro crossover that I haven't read because I know that Zorro dies in like the first 5 pages, and I'm like, well, that was stupid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Dynamite, just give me a Zorro book again, damn it. Django Zorro was so good. Give me a Zorro.
But hey, Mike Allred cover.
Ooh, Mike Allred I do love. And that does look so like Mike Allred too. Man, that's cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna give this a look. Can't guarantee I'm gonna keep up with it though, just because it really depends on how it hits me.
Fair enough.
But thought I'd bring it up because I was interested in it. Another thing kind of like that. There's the is it IDW or Boom that has the license?
I feel like
no, it's Dynamite.
Okay.
Dynamite is finally doing a proper James Bond ongoing, and it's going to be written by Greg Pak.
That's weird because there was an ongoing written by Warren Ellis. When did that happen?
It wasn't an ongoing. It was a miniseries, and then there was another miniseries by Warren Ellis, and then they've kept doing like miniseries with different writers, and it's supposed to be like each miniseries is what a movie would be. So now they're finally doing an ongoing.
Okay.
And I think Greg Pak is a really interesting choice for Bond, just because he's normally like kind of like a big, fun, crazy, out there concept kind of guy. So to see him do something as sort of gritty and down to earth as the Dynamite Bond books have been, I think that'll be a really interesting test of his abilities.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not a Bond guy, so I'll probably not read that, but I'm happy for the Bond fans.
I'm a Bond guy when a movie is really good. Like, there's a lot of James Bond I just do not give a crap about, but like, you put Casino Royale in front of me, I'm gonna have a good time. That's my jam.
Fair enough.
So moving on, Black Panther's Shuri is spinning off into her own ongoing title. Now, this is, of course, the 616 Shuri as opposed to the movie Shuri. They're two very different characters, but of course, people are probably going to be very excited about this because this is from Nendi Okorafor? I'm sorry.
You're a braver man than I.
I don't know. I don't do names well, but apparently this is supposed to be like Shuri going off on her own and doing like some superhero stuff. And hey, I'm just gonna say this. I called it.
Well, like,
I said it. When Black Panther came out and Shuri became a huge meme character, I said on Twitter, I give Marvel a year before they give Shuri her own book and then put her on the Champions. Okay. And it's starting.
All right. Well, here's the thing with 616 Shuri. She's already been the Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
There's like that was part of the whole run that when Hudlin passed the torch on to whoever took over before Coates came on. Shuri was the Black Panther during that run. The volume Black Panther, Deadliest of the Species, Black Panther Power, and that kind of led all into Do More. So like that, you know, she's already been Black Panther, so she kind of deserves her own book, honestly. Which I don't know, it's cool. I'll probably read the first issue. I'm trying to remember something real quick. I'm gonna go grab something real quick, talk and entertain the people.
Okay, guys, let's get back to our jam session. Father Abraham, he was a guy, and he probably did some stuff. I don't know much about that character because I'm not really in the Bible fandom.
The Bible fandom?
That's what Christianity is called, right?
Damn it, where the hell's the book? I need to organize my trades better. There's a Black Panther series, and I know my audio is really weak right now.
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay, there's a Black Panther series that was like a digital first, and I'm pretty sure it was done by that writer. And I'm just trying to remember the name of it and check to make sure I'm not, you know, mistaken. Batman, damn it. I'm never going to find this in time. This is the most professional level of reviewing you can possibly do.
We are top men doing this program for you, ladies and gentlemen. Top men.
Nindi Okafor? Is that it? Is that her?
Yeah.
Let me see the name again so I make sure I'm getting it right. Yep. Yeah, so there's a digital first series called Black Panther Long Live the King, and I did a Trade Talk episode on that. And so that was that writer doing Black Panther, and so I guess it was successful enough to have him do a Shuri book.
Okay. Was that any good?
It was all right. It was fun. Nice all ages kind of thing. It was fun enough. Nothing like super deep or anything, but it was certainly enjoyable.
Okay. So you think you're gonna pick this book up, Ian?
I'll give it one arc.
Yeah. I don't know a whole lot about comic book Black Panther. Like I've said before, I thought the Black Panther movie was good, but I'm not in love with it like everyone else. So
well, that's because you're a racist.
Probably. But I don't know. I'll pick this up if I hear like you say it's good or something like that. But I don't have like plans of like I've got to make a beeline for this book that week at the store.
Fair enough.
So moving on to probably the most exciting news for you of the month. It's finally been confirmed. Grant Morrison is taking over Green Lantern.
Not only is Grant Morrison taking it over, it's taken over with Liam fucking Sharp. And just the few images that have been released are jaw-dropping right away.
Oh my god, look at this.
I know. Like, Liam Sharp released on his Twitter all the, like, close-ups of just the pencils, and you see, like, how damn detailed the background is.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's not just a bunch of dots. Like, there's proper line work and everything for all the star systems and stuff behind him.
And apparently Morrison has said he plans for this to be like a throwback to the Silver Age, where it's a lot of like kooky space adventure done in ones. And like, yeah, I'm there for that.
Yeah, they did a breakdown of his pitch. They like did a redacted version of his pitch in DC Nation #3, and like I'm so excited that he's gonna revisit planets that we haven't seen since the Silver Age. He's gonna revisit species that we haven't seen since the Silver Age. It's gonna be a police procedural kind of book, and like I love John's Green Lantern, and I enjoyed stuff like Godhead, but yeah, you can't have the apocalypse every week, guys. So he's like, yeah, like that's all good, and it's been fun and enjoyable, but it's lost its scale, it's lost a sense of epicness because now it's just an apocalypse every week. So instead, I'm gonna do something where it's just okay, it's the day to day, it's the grind,
and that seems to be like a theme with DC post Rebirth. Is like, we did that with the Benjamin Percy run on Green Arrow, where it was getting back to basics with that character of him just kind of doing small street level social justice warrior, but actual social justice warrior kind of stuff. The Tom King Batman, I don't think there's been like a single big, if Batman doesn't do this, Gotham will be completely destroyed arc in that. Monster Men doesn't count. Monster Men does not count, all right?
No, I was going to go more for the I Am Gotham thing because Gotham was kind of going nuts. But yeah, it's not like the story is not the stakes in any of Tom King's stuff.
It's not, we don't have the DC universe we used to joke about from a couple of years ago of like, well, if I'm going to live in the DC universe, give me a Green Lantern ring because I want to be able to do something if my city gets blown up every week.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm really, really excited for Morrison to be taking over the book. I've been off Green Lantern current for quite a while now, and I'm excited to be reading that again. So yeah, I'll be all over that. My only hope is that he's able to balance all the human Green Lanterns and have it not be just Hal. I'd like to,
because he says he wants to do a lot of Dunham ones. What if every issue or every arc he switches protagonists?
That would be amazing. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I don't know if he just wants to make it a Hal book so he can focus on one character. I really don't know what he's going to do as far as character work on stuff, but I'm just excited to, I talked about this. Morrison's done, singular works on a bunch of the DC royalty. He's done All-Star Superman. He had his Batman run. He did Wonder Woman Earth 1. He did a run with Mark Millar on The Flash. Now he's going to be doing Green Lantern. All that's left is like Aquaman and Martian Manhunter, and and you couple that with his Justice League run, and he'll have written not only the Justice League in one of the most iconic ways, but all of the characters in super iconic ways.
Yeah.
So that'd be really, really cool.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I'm definitely going to give the first issue a look.
Nice.
So moving on, we have the long-anticipated Shazam series from Jeff Johns. This winter. They're doing it because there's a movie. There's going to be a new Shazam comic because there's a Shazam movie. And ain't that hunky-dory. I don't care about Shazam.
Fair enough. I don't know. I'm low-key excited for the Shazam movie. Just the direction, clearly looks like they're actually having fun, but not in a way that's trying to just ape on Marvel. And so I really appreciate it for that. It just looks like it's going to be super enjoyable. And
it looks fun, but I'm also terrified it's just going to be kick-ass with superpowers.
Maybe. I don't know. So I don't know. The movie looks kind of fun, and so to see John's coming back to a monthly book. That's not a big event thing. It's just the character. That looks really cool too. And it looks like obviously from this cover, they're going to be embracing the Shazam family stuff too. So that's fun. Or the Captain Marvel family stuff, whatever you want to call
it. We can't call it Captain Marvel. We'll get sued. All right. So another thing I'm going to be not super thrilled about. Hey, free Jokers. It's happening. They're actually doing it. They're actually doing free Jokers, and it's a DC Black Label book.
That's the thing that gets me, is that it's Black Label when Black Label is meant to kind of stand on its own. So I can't help but feel like it's a Black Label book because it's going to be super fucking twisted. And that part legit excites me. I could go for a super
But it's so weird that it's a Black Label book because this has been set up in like 2 different events.
Mm-hmm.
So this was gonna be a main continuity thing.
I mean, it still is. It's just in the Black Label title so they can make it brutal as fuck. And you know, I'm like, okay, I'm there for it.
This is one of those things where, and we've got a couple things like that this week where I'm just like, okay, that's happening, but I'm probably not gonna read it unless like you or Steve says it's good.
I don't know. I'll read the first issue if nothing else. Johns isn't like my favorite writer with Batman characters or anything, but I don't know. Joker in 3 different incarnations sounds kind of wacky, fun. I love the way that
if it's like a twisted version of a Doctor Who crossover, that could be neat. But yeah. I really doubt Johns will go there.
Yeah, I don't know what he's planning with the whole 3 Jokers thing. I don't know. It looks confusing as hell. I'm just like, all right, fuck it. Super, super gritty Joker story. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, speaking of Batman and the Joker are going to team up in a Mark Silvestri mini, where the Joker is apparently going to have some kind of problem that he can't figure out how to solve. So he kidnaps Gordon and says, hey, if you don't want Gordon to die, you got to help me solve this problem, Batman. And so it's like a uneasy alliance type thing. Like, who was asking for this, really?
Me. I like Joker Batman team up stories.
Really? Yeah. I did not know that about you. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. I like stuff like that. Like, there's an episode of Brave and the Bold that does it. I don't like it when it feels cheap or like cliche tacked on. So I like the idea of like Joker's got to deal with something. I really like the premise. Joker's got to deal with something. Who else would he go to besides Batman? And so he's just got to contrive a way to get Batman to help him. I like that quite a bit, actually.
And apparently it's going to be like a Dark Knight type scheming Joker where it's like, oh, he kidnapped Gordon and has him hostage, but not even the Joker knows where Gordon is.
No, that sounds, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty hyped for that, actually. That's probably like, what, a year out or something.
When is it supposed to be? Do they say?
Yeah, it was announced at Comic-Con. They're never closer than like 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, so, I don't think we have a release date.
Lots of Joker-related stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, cool. I mean, if Tom King's gonna kill him off and then not use him,
he didn't kill him. He did not kill him.
Sure, keep telling yourself that, Ian. Anyways, hey, speaking of Tom King...
What do you mean he didn't... What do you mean I have to tell myself that? He's in issue 50, jackass.
Where is he in issue 50? I don't remember that.
The last panel with all the people in the room.
I'm going to have to go back and check that, because I don't remember seeing him there.
Okay, speaking of Tom King, announces the return of Batman's Hush-era costume. Damn it! No!
No.
Give me the fucking oval. I want the oval back.
I just got used to the Tom King suit.
Well, it's not even Tom King. That's Capullo. That was introduced at the very end of Snyder's run.
Oh, okay.
So that was Capullo's design, and I, Steve's getting a lot of love in this episode. Steve kind of had the ultimate take. He was like, yeah, the Capullo design's cool, but not everyone can draw it like Greg Capullo. So Greg Capullo is the only one who can draw it well. That's not completely true, but I definitely think there's something to that.
I think all the artists King has had on his run have done a great job with it.
Yeah, I think it's just a fine design. I don't know. I just want the fucking oval back.
And like, I haven't read much of Snyder's run except for Court of Owls. So I didn't know it came from there, but to be honest, to me, I almost bought a figure of that suit in my comic shop the other day just because I look at that suit now, and to me, that's Tom King's Batman.
Fair.
So I'm a little sad to see that suit go, but hey, we've got the underpants back. That's a thing people wanted for a while, right?
Yeah, trunks.
Even though we just got used to not having them.
Trunks. We need the trunks.
I mean, at least King is saying there's
without trunks.
At least there's a good reason for this. Like you can see here, King is quoted as saying he's switching back to this costume because he no longer wants to wear the costume he wore when he was with Catwoman. Which I guess kind of makes sense in story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a thing that's gonna happen. Hey, here's another thing that's gonna happen. Tomasi and Manig, I think that's how you say his name, are taking over Detective Comics, and they're planning to be in charge of the book until issue 1000, which is next year.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Tomasi did some interesting stuff with Damian and Super Sons, so I'd be interested. I want to see what his Batman is like, so I'll at least give the first issue of his run a shot.
Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. I hadn't read Detective because I just didn't really care for the premise of like the team book kind of thing.
Oh no, the first Detective run sucked.
Yeah, and I hadn't been picking up the, like, I know there was kind of an interim writer on that at the moment, but I don't know.
But yeah, they're starting in issue 944, so I think that's pretty soon.
Yeah, cool.
We'll give it a look when it happens, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I could always use another Batman book. I don't have enough of those.
Yeah, there's never enough of those. That wasn't a problem with 52 at all. Okay, so more Batman news. There's going to be 2 special Batman one-shots in October. We are going to have Batman Secret Files, which is going to be a collection of stories by Tom King, Gerard Belair, Jordy Bell. I don't do names. Cheryl Lynn Eaton and Tom Taylor. I'm definitely interested in this because it's more Tom King Batman.
Let me see that cover because it looks like they're going. Oh my god, it's an EC style cover.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay. Nice.
And then,
nice.
And then we have. Oh, I think. Where's the cover for Secret Files?
Oh, they don't have a cover for Secret Files.
That's not the Secret Files cover. This is for the other one shot, which is Cursed Comics Cavalcade, which is going to be written by James Tinian, Becky Coulin, Brian Hill, Tim Seeley, Riley Rusimo, and Gary Durman, and some others.
Okay. I wonder if they're going to be doing this instead of doing the DC holiday specials, because I really liked the 2 that we got last year.
Oh yeah,
I hope they keep doing those. Yeah, I hope they do those and do this, one-shot Batman kind of stuff for horror. That could really work.
We already have the solicitations for October, and there's no DC holiday special for October this year. So I'm guessing Cursed Comics Cavalcade is their Halloween special, and it's just Batman's on the cover because Batman.
I mean, if it's not just Batman stories, I'll be okay with that then.
Yeah. But I don't know if I'll pick this up. It's kind of like if I hear there's some actual good stuff in here, but I'm definitely getting Secret Files because Tom King.
Fair enough.
All right. So in our final bit of Batman news for the month,
oh god,
Jason
I know what
Todd
it is.
is getting a new costume,
and it looks awful.
It looks like discount store Casey Jones.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like something out of Ninja Turtles. I'll admit I like that he's got the crowbar. That is a pretty Jason Todd kind of move. But no, just no.
Yeah, and apparently he's switching to this costume because he's gonna be like on his own and going undercover because he killed the Penguin and he might have accidentally revealed Batman's secret identity. This probably isn't gonna affect any other books.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, it's
to the girl that I was in a class with in college that was a Jason Todd fangirl. I'm sure you'll enjoy this. And you'll be the only one.
All right. So moving on to our last Tom King thing, we have more details about Heroes in Crisis during an event that was held at Comic-Con, where King and a bunch of other DC staffers literally dressed up as those people in robes from the covers for Heroes in Crisis #1, and got on stage and talked about the book. They basically said this is going to be a book talking, confirming that it's going to be very much about PTSD and talking about the way we fight war in this generation. And this book isn't specifically about Sanctuary. This isn't the Sanctuary book. This is about something bad happening at Sanctuary and heroes having to deal with it. And apparently those costumes, the robe and mask deal, doesn't really have anything to do with Psycho Pirate. It's just what heroes wear while they're at Sanctuary so that people don't know it's them and like maybe get set off.
Okay, I'm skeptical. I think if those don't directly tie into Psycho Pirate, there's something Psycho Pirate going on. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's my prediction, at least, because he's making him one of the most important characters. That being said, I'm excited for Heroes in Crisis. I know a lot of people are complaining. I will say that Tom King's run has been marketed terribly.
Yeah,
everything he's done for DC has been marketed really, really poorly. So
he's got a really bad rap in the YouTube analysis community, I found.
Really?
Like, I saw this scathing video about Batman 50 the other day, where it's like, oh, it's a slap in the face to fans and way King does stuff. I'm like, really? I don't think you got the issue.
Nah, yeah, it seems like a lot of this stuff goes over people's heads. Which is unfortunate. So I don't know. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be, or excited is the wrong word. I am anxious about this. I think it's going to be heartbreaking.
It's only a couple weeks away now, so.
Yep. So I don't know.
Get your big tub of ice cream ready.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be Tom King doing Tom King stuff. I do understand people who are like got a little bit of trepidation given the way it's marketed. It's like, one of these characters will die. I'm like, okay. One of these characters will be accused of murder. Yeah, sure. All right. Who is it gonna be? I don't care. It's gonna be sad.
I want to read the story. Could I just read the story, please?
Yeah.
Answer the question. I'm Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
Well, anyways, moving on finally out of Bat Country, George Takei is going to release a graphic novel memoir about his time in an American World War II Japanese internment camp.
That's really interesting.
It's going to be called They Called Us Enemy. And I am honestly really hyped for this. I think this is probably going to be one of the best comics of the year. Just because I've watched several interviews and a TED Talk where George Takei has talked about this experience and how it sort of shaped his view of the country and how he still loves America in spite of what happened to him and his family. And if this has like a good sense of panel layout and Takei has a decent understanding of the comics medium, this could be like a phenomenal read.
Yeah, and I'm sure that he's probably not the only one on it. He's probably got a good editor helping him out with that kind of stuff too. Yeah, that'll be really interesting. If anyone is interested in that kind of side of George Takei, he did a musical called Allegiance that you can scrounge online to find a bootleg of. And that was, it's not just him writing it, but like his experiences helped shape the script and stuff like that. So really interesting read or watch. And yeah, this graphic novel does sound really interesting too.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have my shop pre-order a copy for me. I actually meant to a couple of weeks ago when this news came out and I forgot. So hopefully I'll remember now.
Nice.
So let's move on to some kind of goofy news that I don't know if Ian will care about at all. Tom Solisi is bringing the Gobots to IDW. Holy crap, am I hyped for this. So a lot of people will probably know the Gobots as those Transformers knockoffs from the 80s that never got another show. Okay, Gobots actually came first. Gobots is incredibly stupid even compared to the 80s Transformers cartoon, but it's also incredibly fun and it had some damn good toys. and some of the goofiest names ever. Like the good guy leader, it's called Leader 1. There's a motorcycle whose name is Psykill, and there's a race car, which is a female Gobot, and her name is Crasher, and she's psychotic. So I'm really excited to see what a serious take on Gobots will be, especially because IDW is wrapping up their Transformers line. That's ending in like a couple weeks, and presumably they're not going to reboot it right away. So this may be like the only transforming robot book that's on the shelves for a little bit. So I'm kind of interested to see what this is. It could potentially be terrible or amazing.
Okay. Sounds like a thing.
Yeah. So let's move on to news people will actually care about besides me. Marvel Zombies is returning for a new ongoing. Is this an ongoing or a mini? I think it's an ongoing. And it's called Marvel Zombie. So apparently this is going to be like a singular protagonist kind of thing. And there's supposed to be like some kind of hidden twist in the book that we don't know about. I'm not hugely into Marvel Zombies. Like I've read the original mini and it was fine. But I know there are people who just love Marvel Zombies, so that's why I included this in here.
Yeah, I have no interest in Marvel Zombies whatsoever. So, like I've always said, I'm not as interested in Marvel as DC. I have negative interest in Marvel Zombies.
Dope. And here's something I am actually kind of interested. Marvel is bringing back What If as well. There's going to be several one-shots. There is, if I can find the names, What If Magic, What If X-Men, What If Thor, and What If Ghost Rider. Oh, and also What If Spider-Man. Or is that? How many are there? God damn it. What If the Punisher? There we go. That's all of them.
Okay, I'm confused. This is going to be like all at the same... Wow, what? Go down, go down, go down.
What If the Punisher was Spider-Man?
Yeah, I'll read the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's
I guess
exciting.
What If Ben Reilly stayed Spider-Man is what this is supposed to be?
Yeah, looks like it.
I have no idea what this Ghost Rider is.
What if Ghost Rider was in Mad Max Fury Road?
I guess. What if Thor was a frost giant? I don't know X-Men enough to know what's going on here. Yeah,
someone Domino and Cable.
It's called What If X-Men, and then What If Magic was the Sorcerer Supreme.
Okay.
Do you know who Magic is?
Nothing.
She's Colossus's sister. She was kidnapped as a child, and she grew up in hell, and she learned a bunch of cool magic powers and stuff, and now she's an X-Men.
Okay, whatever. I don't know. I'll probably pick up most of, if not all of those, because I love What Ifs. I love the one and done format.
Oh yeah, I'm super hyped for this, just because, like, What If is one of those things that grabs the comic book format and the uniqueness of what you can do with comics and just says, we're going all the way. We're doing as many crazy tangents as possible. And so whenever What If comes back, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, they're always fun. I have one that got actually really popular. Was What If the symbiote attached itself to Deadpool?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a fun issue.
Yeah, it was a fun one, and that actually got like really popular and actually I think kind of valuable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, let's move on to our final story of this month. Saga is going on a year-long intermission. It's a hiatus. Just call it a hiatus, guys. Yeah, so like I said when I talked about this as my best cover of the month, this month's issue of Saga was just utterly heartbreaking. Like, I won't say who, but there were two major character deaths. And like one of them was the last page, and then it cuts to a page that's just completely blank. And then the next page is like a huge, almost article-length write-up from Brian K. Vaughan about how much this last arc has taken out of him and how he needs to take a break and sort of recharge his batteries for a year, and coming back on the book and thanking Fiona Staples and Image for being understanding enough to let him do this, and all agreeing to come back in a year's time and get back on the book with him. And it's really crazy that we've gotten to a place in comic books where a independent creator like this can pull something like this. Because it's one of those moments where I finished the issue and I read that entire write-up from Vaughn, and I was just like, damn it, I need the next issue now, and I have to wait a year. I guess this is what people who care about TV shows feel like.
Oh my, the shade.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I don't know. I think that's good. You don't want a writer to get burnt out on a book or anything like that. So I think that's probably a good choice.
Yeah.
50 issues in, huh?
The last issue was 54. And apparently, because Vaughn usually has his creator-owned stuff go for just 100 issues. Like, that's why The Last Man ended at issue 100. Mm-hmm. But he says he has, like, tons and tons of stuff planned for this book going forward. And he just needs to get it all straight in his head and kind of take a break, which is why he's doing this hiatus. So I'm going to be waiting with bated breath for this to come back.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'll have you stop your screen sharing, because actually we did get a live comment that was asking if we're going to talk about any of the Star Wars comic news announced at Comic-Con.
I guess I missed it.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know there was anything announced at Comic-Con for the Star Wars comics. I know, like, they announced they're going to bring back the Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah, that's the only Comic-Con Star Wars thing I saw too.
Yeah. So I really don't. I'm not sure what that's about.
I guess I could do a quick Google.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, sir.
Star Wars comics. SDCC 2018.
Nothing.
Millennium Falcon experience coming to Disneyland. A list of the exclusives.
I don't know what was announced. Maybe they're getting a writer change or something.
Didn't somebody just take over from Jason Aaron a while ago?
Yeah, Kieran Gillen took over the book. But I mean, I think that was like more than a year ago now.
Yeah. Not really sure what that's about. If somebody wants to send me a link, I guess we could bring it up on the next show.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, well. All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for this episode of the Monthly Comic Roundup. Thanks again for doing this, Vac.
Of course.
A lot of fun. Everyone, thanks very much for watching. Until next time. Bye.
Later.